So we hear this many times throughout our whole lifetime, from our parents, from college professors, or even fake job interviews you do with your relatives. And that is the three simple phrase: dress for success. Now usually, for me, dressing up for success, I'm going to be teaching you about tying a tie. Not just a necktie, a bow tie as well. Now, tying a tie, according to Christopher Schaffer, who is a CEO of his own company, Clothesline, according to his profile, that ties can be very important to when you want to show you have more self-confidence within yourself. Also, a tie can really show the kind of character that you want to bring towards an interview or throughout your whole career. Now, as for women, also, this is actually very important as well, because according to Schaffer as well, that less and less men are starting to actually no longer wear ties as much as usual. Even some of our leaders are actually not even wearing ties anymore during their meetings or Congress. So basically, it'll be important for women as well to when if they want to show their spouse or their annoying brothers, or if they even want to do it for themselves, because it's actually becoming a trend now for women to wear ties, and it's actually becoming more of a trend for bow ties for women. So this is actually going to be a very special opportunity for all of you to know. Now, the first thing I'm going to be going over is that we're going to be learning how to do the simple knot of a necktie. The second thing we're going to be going over is the oriental knot. And then the last thing we're going to go over is the bow tie. So let's begin with the simple knot. Now, this is what a necktie will look like. Very simple, very nice. This is the head part of the tie. This is the tail end part of the tie. Now, very simple. You want to put it around your neck, and pop your collar up. This is the only time it's actually necessary to pop the collar. You want to put it at a nice, good, decent length to where you want the head part of the tie to be actually longer than the tail end part of the tie. Otherwise, it's going to look really awkward when you're all done. So the first thing you want to do is put the head part of the tie diagonally across to the tail end part of the tie. You want to make sure that this is a head. You want to keep the thumb and the index finger pressure right here on the cross. And then you want to simply just grab this, go around from behind, and make it wrap around to where you're back right here, to where simply now you can put your middle finger right up here, and your thumb is now tucked inside, to where you'll simply start creating that knot. You're all pinching your fingers together to make sure that it's all keeping it together. Now you want to bring this bottom coming through here, and then bring it up and fling it forward to where this will bring it out in front of the tail end part of the tie. Now you see where you kept that index finger, where it created that hole? That's where you want to put your head part of the tie, and simply put it straight in there. And then just tighten it up, and there's your knot right there. And then it's up to you how tight you want to go. And simply, the tail end part of the tie is right behind it, perfectly where it should be. So that is the simple knot. Very common, very easy to do. Once it's very said and done, it's almost like riding a bike. So that's the first part of the tie. Now, according to studies shown by Mark Woodward, who is a trend analysis who also studies color, there are different colors of ties. The red is a very popular one. It's a power tie. Most likely shows more corporations wear this for showing more dominance than the other people. Wear that to meetings or want to make special deals. The next one's a black tie. Black tie, you wouldn't want to wear this during meetings or any kind of like that. It kind of shows more like you're a cocktail kind of person. So that's kind of something more special for bars. And then there's the nice blue tie, which actually has been recommended to most business people that you should wear for, it shows more calming, soothing, and more confidence to yourself. And that's what you want to bring. So the next thing, now we're going to go over, since we went over the simple necktie, is the oriental knot for the necktie. Now this is very untraditional, but it's So since it's very untraditional, it's also very uncommon. But it's very easy to do. Because the simple thing about what's very traditional is it goes right here. Instead, it goes the other way. It's the opposite direction, so you want to show all the tags and lines. To where now, you still pop the collar, to where you go like this, to where you still want the head part of the tie to be longer than the tail end part of the tie. Instead of going in front, you're not going to go behind the tail end of the tie. Then, you still keep that pinch together. It's very, very important still. You wrap the head part of the tie in front, right up front, to where again, you still see where that's all coming together now. You got that middle finger also in there, into place. You bring this back end part of the tie, up through the knot, hole right here, bring it up front, once again, it's in front, right in front, where it should be. And then the index finger, once again where the hole should be, right back where you put it in. Simple as that. And then that should bring in right up front, right where the tail end part of the tie is. Very simple. Once again, you readjust it, and then boom, perfect. Once again. And then the last thing we're going to go over is the bow tie. Very uncommon because most people think it's very difficult to do. Actually, it can be very simple. The very thing you want to do is make sure it's all aligned perfectly together, and then put it simply around your neck to wear like this. Then you want to put it like this right here, fold it in for the front part of the tie. Then you put this tail end part of the tie, flip it back to where you want to put it in the hole in the placement. Put it right here, tighten it right here. To where now you want it to get it to more a simple elephant kind of trunk like. To go like this, to where it should look like this, simply. And then you want to take this in, do the same thing, fold it like that, and then put it where there's a knot right down the middle. And then that should actually create the bow tie. Now the bow tie can take a simple little adjustments, but it'll be a little bit untraditional than it is with other traditional kind of bow ties to have a simple knot, only because of the fact that if it has a nice perfect knot in the middle, that means it's a clip-on. So yeah. So yeah, basically that's the demonstration now. First thing, I hope this will give you a much more demonstration of how to dress for success. And then I hope that also we went over the demonstration of how to tie a simple knot, how to do the oriental knot, and how to do the bow tie. So hopefully with that being said, also hopefully you guys are a much more better way to dressing up for success. And I liked how that just tied it all back together.